Hi, I'm Lisa K. Donner, along with Andrew Moran, Sarah Cowgill, Joe Schaefer, and David Patterson. And this is the Conservative Five, Liberty Nation's online TV news program. Liberty Nation senior political analyst Tim Donner penned a piece this week focusing on the demise of the Never Trump movement. In the article, Tim explains how hatred toward Donald Trump was the death knell of many a career and reputation. But to what end? As Donner opined, quote, "The genuine derangement of these people is perhaps best demonstrated by their utter disregard for the effect their defection will have on their own careers. Did they think the GOP would welcome them back once Trump's presidency was over?" End quote. The answer is a resounding hell no. And what have we heard from Bill Kristol and George Conway? Crickets. But will the neocons be back and bigger than ever? Let's discuss. Joe, you're hot on deck.
Well, I read the article. It's a very interesting piece. The one thing I don't even know if the word disagree is right, but something that I need to point out is, and this is the problem, there really is no punishment for what these people do.
You want to send them to debtor's prison or something?
well, you'd like to think their career is over, but what does that mean? The swamp, the uniparty, whatever you want to call it. They've got golden parachutes galore. There's K Street. There's a comfortable DC think tank.
Well, wait a minute. The Weekly Standard went kaput, right?
Look at Jeff Flake. Jeff Flake was a senator, and I'd like to think that I hurt him to lose his seat. But he goes to CBS News, and he's an analyst there, and he bombed. He was boring. So Joe Biden appoints him an ambassadorship. Where is he? In Turkey now. They take care of themselves, and they, like Adam Kinzinger knows what he's doing. He knew he was lighting his congressional career on fire, but he also knows that he's going to be rewarded for it. He's going to end up just fine. And this is the problem. This is the problem that if Americans want to take back their government, there is really, and I hate to say it, but there is no harsh punishment for going against your own constituents, for telling them one thing and then doing something else. Well, you'll get rewarded by the lobbyists the lobbyists that you're working for anyway. They'll take care of you on the other side. And so when we talk about the swamp, and we talk about cleaning up DC, it's going to take a lot of work and a long time. And to just say they're unpopular now, their career is over, well, it's all part of the game. And no, they're not going away. This is going to be a long, decades-long fight to clean up the swamp. It's not just never Trumpers and that's it. It's a uniparty. They're established and they take care of their own.
Sarah, do you buy that? Do you think all these guys...
I don't, I know. I mean, yeah, sure, they're going to land on their feet financially, but anybody who goes into politics and goes to the highest levels of politics doesn't want to be taken out. You didn't factor in ego or legacy or going down in history, Joe. And that's what all these guys want. They don't really care about the money. They've got plenty to live on. It's not about taking care of them financially. It's about them bombing on a spectacular level with the people. And that's what they're concerned about. They're not concerned about the finances. And you totally glossed over that. So that's where I'm going with this. You need to factor in that I want to go down in history. And they're not. They're just not. Nobody even remembers who the heck Jeff Flake is. And I knew him when he was just a freaking local Arizona assembly person. So, where'd he go? Nowhere fast.
I was just going to say, I'm just thinking that the only name that Tim did not mention, and he should have, was Max Boot. I'm on Joe's side. All these people, they make their money and they'll continue making money. They'll leave office and have these cozy positions. Max Boot, he's one of those guys. He's a neocon. He's a never Trumper, and the left opens him with open arms, despite completely complaining about these guys during the Bush years. Max Boot says, "I have white privilege, but then we should go bomb all these countries." So these people are pathetic. But what's even more pathetic is the Republican Party itself. Aside from the likes of Thomas Massie or Rand Paul, there's nobody appealing in that party. The leadership's terrible. They're only depending right now on Trump or DeSantis to lead them to 2024, 2028. And that's it. Everyone else, they backstab you. In fact, they're even worse than Democrats in many ways, because with Democrats, you know what you're getting. You're getting more war. You're getting more government. You're getting more taxes, more deficits. The Republican Party, they tell you all these conservative sweet nothings in your ears. Oh, balanced budgets. We have to cut spending. We can't be the policeman of the world. What happens? They turn into neocons. They turn into leftists, and they're terrible.
Well, Dave, getting back to the original premise of our discussion, I think that, somebody like Rich Lowry proved once and for all, he's the editor of National Review, that he is no William F. Buckley.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, and nor would I say that he would claim to be, but nonetheless, you're exactly right. I think, Lisa, that the problem with the Never Trumpers is that they did not have a position based on substantive issues. The only position they had was they didn't like Donald Trump's style.
Exactly.
And oh, too bad. But when you ask them, well, did you like the lower taxes? Well, yeah, I like that. Did you like the bringing back of $1.3 trillion back into the United States economy? Well, yeah, I liked that. Did you like the fact that he dropped the suit on the Little Sisters of the Poor? Well, yeah, I liked that. Well, what was it that you didn't like?
Oh, we
And
didn't
they don't
like
have
the
an
mean
answer.
tweets.
Yeah, mean tweets, right. And so that's the problem with Never Trumpers. They can't point to a Trump policy decision that they don't like. They just didn't like him. And quite frankly, I did. I thought I thought that Donald Trump said what everyone was thinking, and that was his appeal.
Dave, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Well, Trump did what a lot of folks hoped he would. He blew up the Republican Party and steered it away from orchestrating candidates following the party agenda. For 3 decades, conservatives have had to hold their collective noses and pull the lever in the voting booth for whoever had an R next to their name. Trump's candidacy encouraged people to select their own candidate, warts and all. Thanks, panel. That's it for our Conservative 5 panel today. Check out our other C5 shows and segments on your favorite video platform, YouTube, Vimeo, Rumble, or on them all. As well, Liberty Nation has its own Roku channel where you can see all of our productions. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, surf on over to libertynation.com. Sign up for our new member zone, just $17.76 for the year. Special thanks to our fantastic editor and post coordinator, Frank Diorio, and our executive producer, Sarah Cowgill. I'm Lisa K. Donner, editor-in-chief. Thanks so much for joining us today. This has been a production of libertynation.com, where truth is making a comeback.